Today we're going to be talking about one of our favourite knockoff Rolexes, the Tudor GMT.
Hello, we're Clockbait. I'm Luke.
I'm Anthony.
And today, as Anne alluded to, we're going to be looking at the Tudor Black Bay GMT. Now, I've never held one of these before. It's the first time I've come across one. I've tried on the 58, but this is the first time I've tried one of these, and we've been very fortunate enough to be lent again by Pete. We slated his up on us in the last one, and we thought, oh no, let's let him do this.
He's given us a proper watch this time. We're really happy. So thanks a lot, Pete. We drop his Instagram down below. He has some really nice watches, some cool pictures as well. So yeah, really grateful to have this because of they're pretty hard to get hold of, actually, aren't they?
And I'm really pleasantly surprised. I think it's amazing. I knew I was going to like it, but I didn't realise just how much I'd like it. It feels so well built.
It's a very good watch. Like compared to, say, again, I keep comparing things to my sub, but that's like my benchmark. It just feels so much like better made, more substantial.
It's solid. Like I know they're meant to be a tool watch, but you could actually use this as a tool. You could hammer out of something.
You really could. Yeah, it's got some heft behind.
We're not going to do that at all for Pete.
But obviously, this was released Bezel 2018,
and it was a bit of a dark horse because not many people knew it was coming. The hype was all around the Rolex going to do a new GMT, going to do a Pepsi. Is it going to be a Coke? They come out with the Pepsi. Everyone,
with the
Pepsi.
With the Jubilee bracelet, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it. And then Tudor came along silently, just low-key flex, and went,
there you go.
And it was a success. I mean, they had that in the Black Bay 58 in the same year.
Yeah.
And then everyone this year was kind of like, oh my god, what are they going to do? They're going to do the Black Bay in different colours.
The ugliest watch in the world come out.
Yeah, they did that thing that like a diesel.
Yeah, watch with cerebral palsy. Absolutely atrocious. So yeah, this was, I'm imagining, was probably a watch that they kind of brought out thinking that whilst you're on the waiting list for the Rolex GMT, you could go and buy yourself a Tudor and satisfy your Pepsi first. But it hasn't quite worked out like that, has it?
No, because they've got a waiting list on these.
They've got a waiting list, and it's about a year now, yeah.
Yeah, what do you do now then? You go out and get yourself a rotary.
Oh yeah, if you're really desperate for a no, absolutely atrocious. But anyway, back to the Tudor. It is absolutely stunning, isn't it? I mean, it is a little bit big for what a lot of people would like.
Well, do you know what? I think,
but then that's why the 58 exists.
If we look at the specs, then okay, so it's 41mm, which I've got this on the Speedmaster, and that's 42mm, but because that's a bit bigger lug to lug, it does wear a bit bigger than the Speedmaster.
Is it 50mm?
50-ish mil.
50mm lug to lug, okay. And 22mm strap, which makes it a little bit bigger, isn't it?
That's one of the negatives for me, just the 22. I mean, the strap on it it feels solid, especially that clasp feels solid. But I wish it was just a little bit. I wish it was 20mm.
Yeah, because it's not got a strong taper. I mean, it does go down to 17mm, but it doesn't actually look like a very strong taper, which kind of alludes to it being a little bit bigger. I mean, my only issue with the watch is the strap, the fake rivets. I mean, I've hate rivets anyway, let alone them being fake. But it doesn't detract away from the watch. Still feels amazingly well. They've got the ceramic balls. Have you seen those in the class?
No, I've not.
So when you clip that in, just feel how nice that action is. Really? So just you got to do that for the camera. It feels nice, doesn't it?
It does.
It feels really nice.
The only one better class that I've felt than this in the recent times is the Pegasus.
Is that titanium?
It's titanium. It has the glide lock system. But this is solid. You know, it really is solid. It's really subtle as well on the class. You just got the tiny little bit of Tudor on there. They've not gone overboard.
That's what I mean. The branding's actually fantastic. You got a little Tudor shield and logo at the top.
Because they changed, on the original ones when they brought back when they had the ETA movement in the Black Bays, they had the rose at the top.
Yeah, which I really quite like the rose. I prefer the rose to shield, but then this has the rose on the crown, which I really quite like. That's a lovely touch, that is.
It really is. I was worried it was going to wear a bit too thick. That's the one thing. I mean, it is, 14mm?
It does wear thick, but you forgive it because it looks so well. I mean, it doesn't wear as thick as what it actually is, but...
Also, you've got a mil of that is on that lovely domed crystal at the top as well. It just pops, gives that little vintage aesthetic.
I like
a little
that,
bit.
yeah.
So,
rather than sitting flush with the bezel.
Really cool.
It's really quite nice.
Touched on the fact the older ones had an ETA movement movement. These have,
which are slowly going up in value now, aren't they?
I've not really checked them a little while. I do like the little. I love the ETA dials with the.
There's some. Is it? Did they call it smiley? Yeah, is it? Did they call it the smiley?
I'm trying to think of the word, but I can't think. But it's got like
either way. The ETA dial was a little bit different, which is quite nice. That's it. The writing on the bottom is curved rather than
curved. There we go. That's the word I was thinking. I'm both going like this.
F***ing smiley. What's wrong with us?
So this one's actually got Tudor's own ETA.
It is no
Tudor's own movement, which is NT5652, I believe, 70-hour power reserve,
which is really quite good. I mean,
GMT function.
So yeah, it's got 26 jaw movement as well, and I don't think the ETA was that. I can't remember how many jaws the ETA was, but I know theoretically the Tudor in-house movement is better than the ETA one, even though people seem to like the ETA one.
It's cross certified as well.
Yeah.
So it runs between +6 and -4, but it could be the other way around. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you don't know.
200 metre water resistance. I mean, whether you're going to go diving with this, you probably won't, because the bezel, although it does rotate, that's not going to tell you how much air you've got left.
Bi-directional bezel as well. Quite satisfying clicks. Nice and chunky click. Quite like it.
Which is good. Bi-directional bezel on this, because it means you can actually set 3 time zones. Don't
I don't even set 1 time zone, let alone 3.
Exactly. So overall, fantastic watch. Movement is lovely. I mean, it's got quite a high beat movement as well. It's 28800.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it's got a lovely sweep to it. Date function as well. Probably the most useful.
Yeah, and without the Cyclops. So for all you fussy out there who don't like the Rolex Cyclops, then there's your answer.
That's me.
Oh.
So I will add that.
And to be fair, it's a nice sized date window. It's perfectly legible. I quite like it. And the other thing I like about this, as opposed to the new Rolexes, is those hour markers. They're not too big.
No,
the new maxi.
That's true. Do you know what? It just goes back.
Fantastic.
Goes back to that vintage look. Everything about it screams character. Like, you've got that perfect, like I said, about a mil of just popped crystal at the top, where it just protrudes away from the bezel. I love the snowflake hands.
Yeah, me too. I'm a big fan of those, and obviously the red GMT hand as well.
The GMT is perfect because it just goes literally
right past the minute track.
Yeah, just past it, and it looks great.
The bezel feels lovely as well. I really like how fine the knurling is on the outside of the bezel. I really quite like that.
Perfect.
And the bezel colours are fantastic as well.
They're really quite subtle. It's almost like it's like almost like a maroon in satin lights. And I think, is it ceramic, the bezel?
No, it's not. No.
Is it not ceramic? No,
just painted. But I'm not a massive fan of the ceramic ones. I don't think Rolex have quite got that colour.
That palette works so well with the matte dial combined with them 2 colours there. I mean, that's a real nice. It almost looks black. Almost looks like
it does look black sometimes. The dial itself is actually textured. When you actually have a look at it really closely, it's got a lovely texture to it.
Like the Seiko SKX.
Off with your SKXs. But no, this is an absolute fantastic watch, especially when you put it under a macro lens. It's absolutely lovely. Every time you look at it, you're noticing more and more that you like. As I say, there's nothing on this that I don't like apart from that bracelet. Just off fake rivets. It's just nobody wants them.
The lack of crown guards as well for me. That's one of my favourite.
I know, I love it.
Things.
Nice big crown, no crown guards. It's nice and clean.
Really, really cool. We should touch on the price as well. So retail, these are just a smidge over. Was it 2,800 quid?
Yeah, and even on the pre-owned market, they're selling for just over retail actually, aren't they?
$3,000ish, I think,
which is ridiculous, but.
For the build quality and the overall package you get this, I think this is probably the best priced watch on the market, I reckon, for what you get for it.
I mean, that's a strong suggestion.
I think it's up there.
Yeah, I think I could back that. I could back that.
It's superb.
It feels nice on the wrist. It feels special. It feels more money than what it actually sells for. I mean, it feels better than my sub, definitely, all day long. It even feels better than the Speedmaster.
Hang about.
No, it does. It definitely does. I know Pete did say actually it does get a bit wearing after a day. You know you've had it on.
If it's heavy, it's expensive.
Exactly. Everyone loves a Jurassic Park reference, don't they? But no, we absolutely love it, don't we?
Yeah, I really do.
Best in the Tudor lineup.
So all those people that said that we slate stuff to be cool, there you go.
This. No, we absolutely love this. So yeah, if you get a chance to try one on, or if you get a chance to even order one, I mean, if you want to save a few quid and you're not really bothered about residual values, get this. You don't need the Rolex.
What you mean over the Rolex?
Yeah.
Well, if you can get on a Rolex waiting list now,
exactly.
Which is probably
You're not going to get on there, so go and get that. And it certainly isn't. It's not like you're kind of being stuck with second best, because it isn't really.
No,
it's just as good. I love it. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave us a thumbs up and definitely subscribe. It really helps us out for plenty more content to come. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
See you soon.
Bye.